Alright, welcome back, and it's time to take a look at the anniversary vehicles, and naturally, I will start with the TOG 2. Now, I have been waiting for this thing for a very long time. I have been personally excited for this thing. After all, I do like the TOG. I believe the TOG is a very interesting vehicle. I believe the TOG is going to perform really well in this game. Now, the TOG's top speed is 15 km per hour, the reverse speed is 15 km per hour as well. The TOG has a very low horsepower per ton ratio, only 8 tons, but that's fine. The TOG is after all a land battleship, they are not meant to be fast. The main can is a 94mm, which is actually fairly good. It has around 206 average millimeter penetration, very fast rate of fire. Now, the armor on the TOG is something that needs to be talked about. Around 100mm at the front. Now, even though it does say that it's in the red, right? The armor isn't really that good from the front. The TOG might be a big vehicle. The TOG will obviously be a revenge bomber target, but I don't really rely on the frontal armor on this thing, especially because the overall ammo is very easy to access. You will be very surprised when you go and look at the X-ray of the vehicle, because the ammo is literally exposed like at the front, which is something I personally don't like. But the frontal, the armor in general is decent, I guess. Here you can take a look at the side armor. Overall, everything is pretty much encased with the same armor, so there are no exact weak spots, although those machine gun turrets could potentially be a weak spot. The turret armor is also about the same all over the place. So if you look by sheer armor, the TOG is definitely not too bad, but at the same time not the most armored vehicle in the game. And you can take a look at the rear armor, at the top armor. Technically, it's going to be able to be overpressured if you get hit. If you get hit in the turret with high explosive, very close to the bottom of the turret, you can technically overpressure the TOG if you hit the right spot, that is. So you have to be careful around those boomstick vehicles like the Broombar and KV1. Not KV1, KV2. And the X-ray. Now, the TOG does have a lot of crew members, 8 total crew members inside of this vehicle. I actually thought it was 12, but apparently it's 8, which is still a fair amount of crew inside of this land battleship. The ammo is at the front, basically above the tracks, which is going to be a very big weak spot from the front, especially because most cannons will easily be able to punch through the frontal armor of the TOG. So if you see the TOG from the front, shoot above the tracks in the hull armor. That's where the ammo is located. That's also a huge engine on this thing, and in general, this is a very large vehicle. You have to see this thing in person just to realize how huge this thing is. In the game, it might see, I mean, it's on the screen, right? But if you see this thing in real life, most of us wouldn't be able to be the same height as the tracks of this thing. So it's a very big, large, and tall monster of steel monster, basically. Okay, now let's go and take a ride with the TOG. Now the TOG does go 15 km per hour in forward speed, and 15 km per hour in reverse. Now you might be thinking, okay, now how do you play this thing? I mean, it has these huge ammo weak spots at the front. It is a relatively large vehicle, it's huge, obviously. Now how do you play it? Well, do you know the T1E1 tactic? Basically putting the engine at the front, right? Well, this is pretty much the tactic that I'm utilizing on the TOG. So, because you get the same top speed, it doesn't really matter if you drive forward or backwards, although I would say the acceleration if going forward is a little bit better, but because of the ammo weak spots, I like to do this. I like to put the rear of the vehicle up front, and I like to do the reverse hull tactic on this thing. works really well with the T1E1. It will work really well on the TOG. The reason why it works so well, I mean, it's a relatively large, long vehicle, so the shell will have to fly through a lot of armor just to reach the ammo at the front. Now, you can still get hit in the turret, and you can take approximately four hits or so until the vehicle gets destroyed. Now, it depends on what vehicle is, what shell is flying your way, but going with the reverse hull tactic with the TOG is definitely a very good idea, because this is a huge vehicle and it has a lot of overall metal at the back. So most shells, if not all shells, will simply not have enough power to go all the way through the back of the TOG to the front. Now, if you get hit by a 122 caliber or something along those lines in the turret, that might be problematic and that might destroy the vehicle. Although I haven't experienced that yet. Usually when I blew up with this thing, it's when I got hit from the side into the ammo. So you have to really be careful that you have a good angle towards the enemy. You don't want to expose the ammo spots that easily, because if a hit shell hits there, it's going to most likely blow up the vehicle. So you really do have to take into account that the reverse hull tactic, the hull needs to be front towards the enemy. You can't really, you can technically do a little angle, I guess, but I wouldn't really be doing that, because even a slight angle can expose the ammo spots, which obviously if it hit can detonate and destroy the vehicle. But the survivability in general, if you go reverse hull, is definitely really good, and it's definitely going to work really well. And I actually enjoyed this thing a lot. I will probably play the TOG a lot lately, in the next couple days, just because this thing is really enjoyable to use. I love the TOG, to put it lightly. Now, you do have a lot of machine guns, and at the front you do have one hull mounted turret. Now, that cannon at the front in the hull basically just fires smoke shells for now. You can't really change it, and I personally don't really have much use for it, so you can just put one shell into the frontal cannon. But yeah, you do have a lot of machine guns, and you do have one cannon that's able to launch smoke shells. Although again, I don't use smoke shells. You will go reverse hull anyway, so you are not going to be using the smoke shells. How does this vehicle in general feel? Honestly, it does feel like a mouse, but in low tier. And the best thing about this vehicle, it's very easily obtainable for free. And this is why I was saying in the past that you should save gold, because you could get all of the vehicles technically for free for the anniversary if you have a lot of gold. And gold is been given away so easily nowadays. From the trophy boxes, from the boxes in general, you do get a lot of gold. And if you have been saving up for a while, you will probably have more than enough to get all the free vehicles easily. So this is what I'm saying, that you should save gold. Don't waste gold on those historical boxes. You can use gold for leveling up, although I would recommend that you use gold to level up only in top tier, only like tier 9, 10, 11. That's why I was personally using gold to level up. But besides that, I would just save gold up and pile the gold up so that I have enough gold for the future vehicles that might be given away for free that way. So it's very important to not waste everything in those historical boxes. It's important just to save gold for stuff like the TOG and for the Acroplan, which I'll be playing very soon after I finish recording this video. I'll go and do the Acroplan one, because I do like that vehicle. That aircraft in naval battles, very unique actually. But yeah, that was the TOG 2, a very interesting and unique vehicle, a highly anticipated vehicle as well. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe. As always, I'll see you next time.